So, good morning, students. In the continuation of your class 8 science subject, chapter number 1, we have discussed the crop and its different agricultural practices, in which we have discussed about this preparation of the soil and this enriching the soil with the fertilizers and manures. These two agricultural practices we have discussed. Today, we will discuss our next agricultural practice, that is the irrigation system or irrigation to the crops. So what is irrigation? What is the irrigation means? Irrigation means that is the providing water to the crops at different interval is called irrigation. Supply of water to crop, it is the supply of water to crop at different interval is called irrigation. So, as we know why this is done, because suppose this is the plant, so this is the plant, this is the soil. It is the soil. Suppose we have planted this seed to the soil first, then this seed also require water for the germination. The seed require water for the germination. When the seed start to germinate and different parts start to develop of this plant, then this plant require nutrients for their growth. So these nutrients it will get from the soil. These nutrients, like this last day we have discussed about this nitrogen, this is potassium, phosphorus, all these are provided to the plant with the help of this soil, because these all are present into the soil. So how these nutrients move into the different parts of the plant? With the help of mixing into the water. Okay, by mixing these nutrients into the water, they reach upward to the different parts of the plant along with the water. So that's why this water is provided to the soil, so that the nutrients can reach to the different parts of the plant. One more thing, that the plants prepare their food with the help of carbon dioxide and water. Where it is prepared? It is prepared in this leaf with the help of this carbon dioxide and it is water by the process of photosynthesis. Okay, by the process of this photosynthesis. So for this photosynthesis, this carbon dioxide is required and water is required and is prepared here in this leaf. So when this plant will not, sorry, water will not be there in the soil, so what will happen? This photosynthesis process will not be there. So two important, one is that is the movement of the nutrient. Second is the for the process of photosynthesis, this water is also required. One more important function of this water for the plant is that for the process of transpiration. Transpiration. Transpiration is the removal of excess water from the plant, mainly through the leaves. What it does, this transpiration, it maintains the temperature of the plant. You have seen when the plant is not watered, so what happens? It start to wilt. It start to wilt. Wilting is there in the plant due to the lack of water. So for all these purpose, this water is essential for the plant. So for that purpose, to solve all these purpose, the supply of water to the crops is done, and this process is known as this irrigation. Okay. So what is irrigation? It is the supply of water to the plants or crop at different interval of time. It is called this irrigation. So this amount of water or time and frequency of the irrigation varies from, that is from crops to crops. Like you have seen this paddy crops, they require this large amount of water. That's why they are shown during the rainy season. But this wheat plant, they require this less amount of water. So some plants require this more amount of water, some plants this require less amount of water. We have seen during this paddy season, the fields are irrigated frequently, but during this wheat crop, it is not that much required. So the irrigation requires, it varies from crop to crop. Then it from the soil to soil. We have discussed about the soil. There are different types of soil. If the soil is sandy, sandy means it absorbs the soil frequently. So this sandy soil requires more amount of watering, whereas if it is a clay soil, so clay soil holds the water for a long duration. So this requires less amount of water. So it also varies from this soil to soil and then season to season. The plants that are grown during the summers, they are require this more amount of water. Why? Because of this hot condition. Because sun rays are bright and so they evaporate the water frequently. So this also varies from season to season. Winter plants require less amount of watering. So all these factors determine the frequency of the irrigation. So it is written plants contain about 80 to 90% of water. That's why this plant water is required. Plants absorb the water from the soil through their root system that we have discussed previously. Alongwise, water nutrients also transported into the parts. All these things we have discussed earlier. So for all these purposes, this water is required. So this watering is done by different sources. So the next is that is the source of irrigation. So here in our country, in our India, the source of irrigation can be, it is mainly through this rivers, through this ponds, through these lakes, and mainly through the underground water, that is through the tube pumps or this pump sets. So we will discuss all these things in detail. So first method of this irrigation is the traditional method of irrigation. Traditional means the methods of irrigation that are we are using since long times. Okay, so these methods are cheaper but less efficient because they waste more amount of water. They require this high amount of manpower. That is why these are less efficient. Diesel or electricity or energy solar may be used to run these pumps. That's why all these things are required for that. The first traditional method is the pulley system. You can see here this pulley system. This is the pulley system. It is an ancient method. Then it is the chain pump method. Here it is this chain pump method. A chain is fitted to this pump and through this chain the water comes from a source. Then it is the rahat. Here it is the rahat and it is the dhekli. Dhekli, it is also an traditional or ancient method the people use to draw the water from this lakes or ponds with the help of this dhekli. So all these methods are the traditional methods that were used in ancient time. That's why they are called this traditional methods. So these methods are less efficient and very time consuming and require a high amount of manpower. That's why they are less efficient. But these days we use this modern methods of irrigation. Okay, modern methods means these methods are more efficient. Means in some less amount of water we can irrigate the more amount of field. Okay. So once the water is lifted up, methods to use the water economically have been developed these days. And these days that we use is the sprinkler system and drip irrigation. Here in our country, it is not that much introduced. but these are very economical because these saves the water, wastage of the water, and they are very efficient methods. So the first is, that is the sprinkler method. The first is, it is the sprinkler system. Sprinkler, this is, you have seen when you visit to a park, this sprinkler system you will get there. What you can see, this sprinkler system sprinkles the water to a large distance and in the form of this drops. So instead of pouring the water at a place, they sprinkles the water throughout this field. So use in the case of field is uneven. Uneven means not equal. The main pipeline, perpendicular pipes having rotating nozzles. You can see it rotates. Suppose this is the sprinkler. So suppose one time it sprinkles this water in this direction. So now it will rotate. It will start to rotate and it sprinkle in this system. So it covers all the area by rotating. Okay, and rotating nozzles on the top, and they are joined when the water is allowed to flow with the help of pump. Okay, so this is the sprinkler system. This system is used in case of sandy soil because the sandy soil requires more amount of water. That's why this sprinkler system can be used in this type of region. Okay, next is advanced method is the drip irrigation method. It is the drip irrigation. It is also a very advanced method. You can see in this diagram, it is the drip irrigation, where it is an economical method of irrigation as the water drips drop by drop. Water drips drop by drips. You have seen when a patient is there hospitalized, you have seen these drips in which the amount of the solution enters in the body of a man drip by drip. That is the concept that is used in this drip irrigation, where the water drips drop by drop at a position of the plant. So water is not wasted at all, and therefore it is a great advantage